E3, a wonderful time for gamers from all around the world to come together and witness the grand unveiling of the latest and greatest, loot box controversies, bundles of microtransactions, disappointing reveals of games nobody asked for, and a boatload of cringe. Usually. You mean to tell me you actually watch E3 for the latest upcoming game previews and whatnot? Pfft, please. That being said, there once was a time where E3 was much more of an innocent paradise where you would expect to see all the mystifying hype that the event became synonymous with it being something that most avid video game enthusiasts could definitely look forward to. Of course, looking back at the previous mid-2000s DVD on this channel, I mentioned that the official Nintendo magazine UK was the culprit for imbuing me with such wonderful media, and that said DVD was not the only one I'd collected from the magazine, but I'd never properly laid my eyes upon it in all of its glory. In a similar fashion, another DVD that came bundled with the magazine was a special E3 exclusive DVD titled E3 Blowout, with the subtitle of Nintendo Rocks the Show, which totally isn't a biased summary of things that should give a clear indication as to where this is going in terms of the monetization of this video being claimed. Small annotations decorating the case such as "Watch all the hottest games" and "The show-stopping Zelda film" should give you an idea as to what caliber of demon we're dealing with. This collection of previews covers games that were previewed from E3 2004, which means we're going all the way back to a time when games such as Metroid Prime 2 and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door had yet to have been released. And everyone still thinks that Phantom Hourglass is going to be this groundbreaking and revolutionary masterpiece that will change the shape of the franchise for years to come. You know, rather than being a game that belongs in the trash. I don't like Phantom Hourglass, okay? Just as a precaution. So, is your body ready? If not, good. It makes me feel much better in presenting this, as I'm clearly not ready in any way. Why hello there, it's me, the guy who can't do intros, and welcome to the E3 2004 special preview. I don't really know how to explain this one. Essentially, as I've mentioned already in the intro, this is already dating quite far back, so the idea that we're looking at something like this nowadays, and it has the aspects of the Nintendo DS being the new revolutionary thing within gaming, should give you a clear indication as to what we're dealing with. But with that being said, let us jump right into it, as I'm sure you're dying to witness what we're about to see. So, or the Nintendo DS, it's all looking really good. I can't seem to scroll. Wait, scroll up and down with the D-pad and select the game you want to see. Wait. Oh my god! Whoa! This is super interactive. This is revolutionary. Check this out. You don't see things like this nowadays. This is definitely something else. I suppose we may as well tackle the games in order, so let's take a look at Animal Crossing DS first. Wait. Oh, that's good. Drum roll. Can you just hear that compression? Oh my. Sweet. Mario Kart DS. Oh, it's my favorite. Oh no. Oh, the sound. What happened? Why is it like this? Why are you like this? Mario Kart without music is one of the most depressing things I've ever heard. Metroid Prime Hunters. Now I remember I loved this game, actually, when I first played it. Let's see if it still holds up in the E3 previews. I'll take it back. I take it back. Next, PictoChat. Oh boy, that was the greatest feature. This was incredible. Oh yes, because you can draw that accurately on a Nintendo DS touchscreen. All people did with PictoChat, let's be real, you'd sit in a room and you and your friends would just be drawing penises to each other all day. And you think I'm exaggerating? No, I'm not. And you know I'm not. Let's just like put everything to one side for a second. Remember the good old days of PictoChat. You know when the idea was that you could communicate with people in the same room as you? Yes. I didn't know that humans were incapable of doing that already. Super Mario 64 times 4. If the terrible camera doesn't sell you on this, I hope the sound design does. Oh goodness. New Super Mario Bros. Wait, what? There's a horrible desync issue. Oh yes, the iconic default Koopa noise for stepping on Bowser. That's my favorite. I hope you like the music. Yeah, it won't stop looping. Alright, so that seems to be it for the Nintendo DS games at least. Moving on. Alright, so we get to see the games at E3 2004. Let's give them a check. We got the same D-pad feature as last time, so again, super interactive, 10 out of 10, best DVD I ever did see in my entire life. Right, there seems to be quite the number of games on this one, so I'm not going to look at all of them, but I'll take a look at least the ones that are more recognizable. Hold on, this is back when Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green was new. Just to give you sort of an idea of when this came out. There you go, there's a visual example for you. We'll take a look at Hamtaro Ham Ham Games. That most certainly seems interesting. Game of the year. That's Game of the Year right there. I don't want any arguments. Screw all your Zelda and your Pokemon. That right there, Game of the Year. This game by far is my favorite Metroid title. What does not do this a good service right now is, again, the sound compression. It sounds awful. But this is my recommendation. If you've never played this game, you need to play it. It's fantastic. However, I'm not going to do a detailed game review as I did game reviews once. One time. I don't want to do it again. However, that being said, I will be a filthy weeb and I will be reviewing more anime, because, again, I'm a filthy weeaboo who has nothing better to do with his time than to watch anime all day, every day. Because, you know, I'm a person with a fantastic and great personality, so, you know, I'm portraying that through the use of being stupid and not liking popular shows. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Players up to 40 in the Union Room. Name me a time where you had 40 players in the Union Room. Now, I understand Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green was released with the wireless attachment that you could put on the back of the Game Boy Advance SP. But here's the thing, the majority of people couldn't afford that, and the only other way to connect was via link cable. Tell me how, even with the link cables that you could attach more link cables to, how you would have 40 people sat in this ring with this mesh of wires to connect to one another through their Game Boy Advances. Like, it would be an absolute train wreck, and you know it would be awful. You wouldn't want to do that at all. Nintendo were like, hey, you know what's a really good idea? Making a bunch of socially awkward teenagers sit down in a room together and connect their Game Boy Advances together through the link cables, because revolutionary technology. It's not a death trap whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, was that Growl on a Charizard? A level 40 Charizard that knows Growl? What the hell is wrong with you? Who did that gameplay? Whose was that gameplay preview? Because they need a stern talking to about how to build Pokemon, and it's not to have Growl and a level 40 Charizard, okay? Charizard is overrated. I said it. There you go. I had Donkey Konga 2 on GameCube. I still have the bongos. I don't think they work. I remember it was a fantastic game. My favorite song in that game, if I remember correctly, was Mr. Bombastic. Now that was my jam back in the day. Back in 2005, or whenever that game came out. Hold on, this isn't gameplay. My dong is expanding.
Okay. 2, 3, 4.
Excuse me? No? What? Oh god, I'm actually sad. This is a game I never played. Whenever I was looking at the previews for it in the magazine, I always really wanted to play it because I was a fan of the Star Fox series, but never had the money to buy this game. and it was relatively expensive, but unfortunately from what I'd heard, the game wasn't very long, and so a lot of people said it wasn't really worth the investment, unless you frequently had friends around at your house, because it had a sort of somewhat addictive multiplayer mode. I don't know whether or not the game was any good. I understand this is meant to be Twilight Princess, but I don't remember any of these scenes. I feel ripped off. I want a refund. And this music, even though it's terribly compressed. Hold on tight, this is the greatest thing you've ever seen ever. Blades will bleed, shields will shatter. This is edgier than Shadow the Hedgehog on the GameCube. Finally, we'll take a look at the show itself, and we'll see what it has to offer. Oh great, two options. Oh, what is that plastered on logo right there? What is that? Graphic design is my passion. E3 photos? Oh, yes. Wait a minute, wait. Actually, they haven't. No, they haven't. Okay, so I was just complaining about this down here where this Nintendo DS logo was just kind of slapped on in the bottom right. These two photos are the same photo. They've just slapped the Nintendo DS logo over this PlayStation advertisement to try and cover it up, so they're not advertising PlayStation on there. Wow, that's some cheesy marketing right there. Oh, you guys are awfully lucky. That doesn't happen very often. What? There he is. There's the man Reggie himself. The Nintendo DS, no speakers. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rugrats, all grown up. Oh god. Okay, that just looks highly impractical. Okay, that caption's actually quite entertaining. Oh, I see. You stood there like, you see that? You see the door over there? Be gone with you. What does this have to do with E3 exactly? Unless you're gonna moonwalk into the expo.
And his name is John C.
It was a simpler time, wasn't it? It was a simple time before memes came along and ruined everything. Oh boy, classic 2004 video footage. At least you can somewhat see it. To be honest with this, there's not really much to go off here, so I can't really give the greatest amount of commentary. Essentially, as the caption says at the side, it is just a simple preview of the Nintendo area, or the Nintendo stand in E3 that they kind of dedicated to this. And of course, with them being the official Nintendo Magazine UK, they're not really going to show anything else aside from this. So where I say it's from E3 2004, it's not obviously the entire thing, it's just one specific section. There's my man right there getting himself some good old E3 pussy. You know he was sliding into those DMs before DMs even existed. That guy knew what he was doing. I'm joking, I'm gonna shut up now. I felt that man stare into my soul then. Is that a Fortnite reference? That... it just abruptly ends. Okay. Sure thing. Okay, so I'm afraid that's all I have to show really at this moment in time. I mean, there's not anything else to really go off of. And I understand that it may have not been the most content in the world. As I mentioned previously, it was a Nintendo exclusive thing, so I can't really show everything from E3 as it's not all available on this one DVD. Because I've got no personal interest in exploring any deeper into E3 2004, I was just wanting to see how good this kind of freebie DVD was. As similarly to my last expedition with the Zelda DVD that I did, which you should totally go check it out, it's a great video by the way. I had never seen this before, and so I kind of wanted to share my initial reaction with you guys, so you can kind of gauge the essence of nostalgia that surrounds it, but also how outdated everything can seem alongside it. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like more content like this, let me know. I've got a couple more DVDs similar to this that I've never seen before, and I'd love to share them with all of you, but again, that's only if you want to see it. I've got many other videos coming up as well, so be sure to drop a subscribe, smash that like button, you know, as they say on the YouTubes, dab on the haters, do all the necessary stuff that it is, like sacrifice your firstborn child and click the bell icon. Maybe don't do one of those things, you can pick or choose, it's either one, it's entirely up to you. Don't let me manipulate your choices here. And if you did actually enjoy the video, then please leave a like, as it really helps me out. And of course, my channel isn't being buried by the algorithm, even though I'm 100% sure I've already been buried into obscurity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.